Okay, here we go. I've been in Morrill for 14 years, and during those 14 years, I've been with these two fabulous ladies next to me. So, those of you who may or may not know them, let's give them a really nice round of applause. Now the best way to hopefully grab your attention quickly and let you know why I call these women fabulous ladies, which they are, is maybe by some quick stories, and I'll tell you a couple of quick ones. Just the other day, there's Mrs. Fischer, Laura Fischer, with about 250 third and fourth graders explaining why they're sitting there eating cakes of counties from New Jersey, and making sure that within the snacking there's some learning going on. And so Laura is basically the mistress of ceremonies, and as I'm leaving school today, I look and I see, which I see often, in the hallway, this big box. And the reason why this big box is there is because 14 years ago, Laura decided that the kids' learning had to be meaningful. And so how do you do that, but maybe teach them through what they're learning, how to care about other folks? And that started the Linkages program that's been going on at Morrill for the past 14 years, twice a year, sometimes more, taking care of folks that are living in the Transitional Living Center in Tinton Falls, and making sure that we find ways to help them out with food and with clothing supplies and school supplies and toys, and it goes on and on and on. So Laura has done this stuff without much fanfare, just because it's the right thing to do, and now 14 years, children have engaged in this. It's a absolutely wonderful program. So I'm sitting over at the table, over comes Debbie Tierney. And so I thought about 10 years ago, when Debbie Tierney and Laura and I and a bunch of fourth grade kids, all her kids who are engaged in organizing the program, were recognized as the Monmouth County Student Volunteers of the Year. And so there's so much I can say about Laura, but that tells you a lot in and of itself. We like to call ourselves the Kind Kid School at Morrill, but the bottom line is, you can call yourself anything, it's what you do. And Laura has found a way to basically infuse this point of view throughout our school, and I can't thank her enough for that. So let's hear it for Laura. Now, Carol here, I remember Carol when she was teaching the self-contained kids, who were very, very small kids, and now Carol is teaching in-class support for the most part with some of our older kids. Now, just a little bit about Carol, and here's a quick story. Every day I see Carol outside greeting our kids. Carol, we talk about, we're not so young anymore. Carol's out there. It doesn't matter what the weather is, making sure the kids are coming into school, coming in happy. And then I remember 3 years ago, we're at a board meeting, and we have her class and Ken Ward's class presenting to the board the play that they had done in school based on the line to which an award wrote. And what I want you to know about Carol very quickly, there's a lot of things you can know about Carol. But to Carol, the special ed kids were the kids. She wanted them always to be able to do their very best, and in wanting to do that and actually doing that and encouraging them to do that, you could walk into a classroom, you wouldn't know who's who, and we chose Ken and Carol's class because frankly they did the best job for the board presentation. They put on plays before that, they did a terrific job, and that's the way it is. If it's writing, Carol would share writing with us. The kids' writing, the special ed writing, if you put it against all the regular ed kids and you put it in terms of just giving it to anyone, their writing would stand with all the other kids. And that's because Carol just was dogged with these kids. They were going to do as well as the other kids, and she would find a way to do that. And that was Carol's attitude. So that's what I always appreciate, and her students, as well as Laura's students, will always appreciate about them. So thank you, Carol. Okay. And more next week. Okay.
Carol. Laura, Carol, don't go away. You got it. Thank you.
Okay. Speaking and not knowing that we're speaking, but feeling at this moment very honored to be here. And telling all of you that for me, it's been 25 years here in Marlborough of a very meaningful experience. And I wish that feeling for all of you that I'm holding within me at this moment. Thank you for letting me be part of a very wonderful place to be. Thank you.
I'd like to thank you all, the MTEA for the gift, the board for being here, all of my colleagues. It has been a pleasure and an honor to be counted amongst the teachers of Marlborough. Thank you.
Thank you.